Co-pilot Scott Blue is bracing himself for another minus 35 morning.
Yeah, I think the darkness can wear on you a little bit. It's, cold and dark between 3 in the afternoon and 10 in the morning. You're sleepy all the time, and sometimes you can find yourself being a little bit, grumpy and not yourself.
Scott's a long way from home in Toronto, where he parked cars for a living before pouring everything he had into flight school. To fulfill his dream of becoming a captain, he's come north to work at Buffalo.
Not here in Yellowknife, but it seems every single morning you're cleaning up just a little bit of this, which is fine when you're doing your car. It sort of sucks when you get to work and you have to do the whole damn plane.
Scott spent a year here busting his butt loading cargo and prepping planes before he even got a shot at the cockpit. Now he's a rookie co-pilot, but at Buffalo that still means doing the grunt work.
Here it doesn't work like other places where you show up, you fly, you go home, that's all you do. Here there's so much more involved in terms of expectations of ground help and getting the plane ready on your own, and loading it yourself and de-icing it yourself and fueling it yourself.
Scott's training on the C-46, a World War II U.S. Air Force piston pounder.
It's just unique. Like when I first saw it in Hay River when I got here, and I was standing there and the thing lands, and I'm like, what the hell is that?
They're made of an aluminum alloy. It's very strong, non-corrosive. They're almost indestructible.
The big, bulky C-46 is the toughest plane to fly in Buffalo's fleet, so pilots usually start training on the smaller DC-3. But Scott has no choice. At 6'7", he's just too big for any other cockpit.
Ballerina, I ain't. I first got here from down south. I squeezed myself. I tried to squeeze myself into a DC-3 in Hay River. Did not fit. So I was like, okay, well, is this going to work? Like, can I stick it out here and fly something else? Next morning, came over to Yellowknife. They actually let me fly my first morning for about 20 minutes across the lake, which was kind of cool, kind of surprised by that. And it was in the C-46, and I fit.
So far, he's hanging in there, but being limited to the C-46 limits his flight time and paychecks. Today, he's not even flying. And with about 500 hours logged, he has a long way to go to the 2,700 he needs to qualify for captain. If Scott's dreams are going to get off the ground, he needs a lot more hours in the air. Scott is back on the ramp, prepping a C-46 for a supply run up the valley. And today, he's going to fly. Warmer weather has brought more humidity and fog, and the threat of icing on the wings and props.
Start building up a lot of icing, you're going to get in trouble pretty fast. So you have to take it seriously. You're talking about your life, anybody else's on the plane lives, and the aircraft itself. So you have to take icing seriously.
The captain on the C-46 is Decoste.
AJ started off at the very bottom, but AJ's work ethics helped him move up in the Buffalo ladder of responsibilities.
Very first time I ever tried to take off in the C-46, as we started rolling down the runway, it started to go left a little bit. So I applied right rudder. By the time it was going too far right, I had the left rudder, but it was still going right. So we ended up basically taking out a couple runway lights.
Before boarding the plane, AJ gives the exterior a thorough inspection.
You can see where some of the paint is missing along here, where ice has actually been thrown from the propeller in flight and hit the side of the fuselage. And it's like a gunshot. It's very loud, and if you're not expecting it, it's kind of scary, actually.
I'm gonna try to get this shit off of here. I'm just gonna pick up more of it with this freezing fog. But it's only on the ground here. 200 feet up, it's blue sky.
Everything is set to go. They fire up the engines and taxi out to do a run-up.
Okay, just a dash on the right, there shouldn't be any conflict. Okay.
It looks like Scott will actually get some much-needed flying hours today.
803 tower line up at the threshold, runway 27.
And 803, we're just going to need a couple of seconds here, if it's okay.
Yep, that's fine.
But AJ decides to turn back.
A little bit of a vibration coming from the right engine.
It appears to be a timing problem.
On the right engine, there's 2 mags, and one of the mags is not working very well, so mechanics are going to go get the tools and we'll chip away and fix the problem.
A look by a mechanic, and it appears this isn't a quick fix. Scott won't be flying today after all. The next morning, engineer Adam Smith works to get AJ and Scott's C-46 back in service.
Yeah, it be louder with that new prop.
I've got the old mag that I removed from the airplane. This is the new mag going on. Go.
The magneto controls the timing of the sparks in each cylinder of this 18-cylinder Pratt & Whitney engine. Even a slight flaw in timing can cause combustion with the valves open, resulting in rough running and backfiring.
That's it. Goddamn pilots leaving the goddamn switches on.
Scott's dying to get some flying time, but Adam still needs to put the new mag through its paces.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for all my temperatures to come up. In the cold, metal gets more brittle. And if it's more brittle, you're more likely to crack cylinders, blow oil coolers, seals will fail. It's an art form, running them in the winter.
It takes tender, loving care from everyone to keep Buffalo's vintage prop liners going. Scott's anxious to get flying the only plane his 6'7" frame fits into.
Well, good to go. Shut her down, let the pilots take her. Just gotta do a little paperwork.
Locked, loaded, and finally ready to go, Scott and AJ taxi out.
Buffalo 328, backtrack in line up runway 09. You'll be number 2 for departure. Report ready after the
328, backtracking for departure, runway 09. Call your run up, please.
Scott is finally in the air in the C-46.
It's a fun plane, it's a challenge. It can be quite frustrating, just temperamental, but I like it.
The C-46 is the ideal plane for the valley run, able to take off and land on small airstrips. And it can carry a massive payload. Up here, it's like an airborne 18-wheeler. Only a handful of C-46s in the world are still operating.
I ended up here because I'm a nostalgic aviation, anything with an engine geek. I don't know, there's just something about these old tanks that intrigues me. Like, how much longer are they going to be flying? I mean, yeah, they've been saying that for 30 years now and they're still going, but this is the end of an era, I think.
Back in World War II, Curtiss Wright built the 46 with a glass dome enclosing the cockpit, a useful feature for wartime conditions. The plane was overbuilt for war with powerful engines, few windows, and enlarged cargo doors. So far, their supply run up the Mackenzie Valley seems to be going smoothly. But up here in the north, that can change in a heartbeat.
Windy up here today. This fucking giver, man, will go up to 45.
Roger that.
AJ notices something else.
get used to the normal running sound of the engines, and you can tell when one of them is not quite up to snuff. Kind of a heightened sense of awareness, watching for the gauges to see if there's any indication that we're going to have a major malfunction on the engine.
And the right, or number 2 engine, doesn't sound good.
The engine actually was running a little bit rough there for about probably a little bit less than a minute. So we're just keeping an extra diligent lookout here on our engine instruments.
It's the same engine that had the magneto problem earlier.
You know, when things start breaking down up here, they have a trend of everything happening at once.
On their way back home, just 180 kilometers from Yellowknife, things turn ugly. The right engine starts backfiring.
You hear that backfiring, Scott?
I think it came from this side.
Yeah, control?
Yeah, control.
Take a look out there.
He's definitely running rough.
Yeah, if we have to shut it down, it's definitely not going to be much fun here.
There she goes again.
Yeah.
The backfiring is so bad that it rocks the plane.
Got a nasty shake.
When it backfires and shakes, there's other things that can then break on the engine because you're putting a lot of extra stress on some of the parts.
Does it look like it's shaking out there, Scott?
Yep.
If they let the number 2 engine run this rough, the vibrations could literally tear the wing off this shuddering plane.
We're gonna have to shut down the number 2 engine. It's backfiring too much. That's too rough. Worried something's gonna happen here.
AJ initiates a shutdown of the right engine.
Confirm number 2.
Number 2 prop.
Confirm number 2.
Number 2 mixture.
And confirm number 2.
Number 2 feather.
Just slowing down.
But for some reason, the propeller isn't feathering properly.
Revolutions are consistent.
Feathering means rotating the pitch of the propeller blades so that they're parallel to the airflow.
And if it's feathered, it's not moving, the engine's not moving, lowest amount of drag, no wear tear on the engine. Best way to bring it home.
But it doesn't work.
It's not feathering.
Denny's, I don't know why that thing's not feathering. We'll try it again here.
Still spinning, AJ.
It's still turning, eh?
Still turning, not shutting down.
Scott spots more trouble.
A little bit of smoke popping out of the exhaust, black smoke. With one good engine and one crappy engine that won't feather.
A DC-4, if it started to do that, then they would shut the engine down right away.
So right now there's very little else we can do except limp her home. Cross our fingers.
AJ and Scott start their approach to Yellowknife, where there's more bad news.
Weather in Yellowknife is not the greatest right now.
The cloud cover is low, just 100 meters above the runway.
The runway 15 back course, and we are having engine issues.
Are you declaring an emergency, sir?
Get priority for landing.
4615, request priority landing sequence.
When they break through the cloud cover, they'll have just seconds to find the runway.
You have to make sure that your approach is the first one's a good one because you don't really want to overshoot.
They're down to 1,000.
With only one good engine, they'll have just one chance at the landing. They won't have the power to climb back for another approach.
You don't have a lot of room for error.
Okay, I'll be on them.
It's going to be a bumpy approach.
This is where their training kicks in. There's no time for emotion. They need to focus on getting safely onto the ground.
50 feet altitude.
Clearing the clouds, they find themselves offline, with the runway approaching fast.
On the right. What do you got? On the right.
You got the runway?
Yeah, full flap. Full flap coming.
AJ pulls full flap.
Full flap set.
He'll have to drop into position quickly to try and nail the landing.
90. 35. Finals are done. 100.
Six 5057.
A very tough landing. under extremely difficult conditions. Yet AJ and Scott pull it off superbly.
09, altimeter at 299
You know, they say like a pilot's life is hours of boredom, punctuated by moments of sheer terror, eh? Roger that.
There's so many different things that you're wondering about. Once you're on the ground, all that stuff is gone. It's just like someone just pulled, you know, 100 pounds off your back or whatever.
Both me and Scott were shaking a little bit there. You can notice whenever you move to move something, you notice.
Yeah, it was just sort of, you know, we're calm, we're cool, we're talking fine, you know what I mean? But the body is naturally, you know, your brain's not dumb, your body's not dumb. It knows this isn't a great spot to be in, guys.
So it'll be a couple weeks before I'm completely back to normal, I would think.
AJ and Scott talk it through as they put the plane to bed.
I don't know, if one mag was like working 100%, I don't think it'd be that shaky myself, but
Maybe it was something else too.
yeah, no, it's for sure the one.
You don't usually forget who it was you're with when you have some sort of problem with the airplane. So yeah, it's a bonding experience.
I think that's a lot of the reason why I was, you know, I never freaked out once, you know, in the plane. I never lost it. You know, I had full faith in who was sitting next to me.
It's the end of the week. There's no trip scheduled for tomorrow, so.
Gives you a lot of confidence in the person you're with. If they didn't make any mistakes and they did everything you wanted them to, then the next time you're probably going to be a little bit less nervous than you were, you know, that time.
Scott just wanted a little flying time, but in the end, he got much more. The chance to prove himself cool under pressure in the eyes of his captain.
All right, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, good work.
Absolutely.
See you later, eh?
Yeah.
AJ and Scott are home safe.
Well, it was like, you know, go jumping like that a little bit. And same thing with the RPM was wandering a little bit.
Though AJ might downplay the story to his fiancée,